flakiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Florida Gators, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Give to the running back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Wants to fire on second down. Quickly to the tight end. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Guys, let's chat about Florida. They've climbed into the top 15, reached a little bit of a checkpoint, haven't they? Playoff is 12 teams. But it's right about this range that people start tuning in to see what you can do, to see if you're the real deal. Isn't that right, David?
Yeah, and cheering against you, right? Like a lot of times because their teams are doing well or competing with you. But let's see if this squad can build on the momentum. Starting to get some momentum, some love. Now, Jesse, how do they handle that?
I'm excited to see how this team is going to finish, too, because we know they've got talent. They've got guys that can take the game over. The question I have now moving forward, can they do it on the biggest stages? And today is about as big as it gets.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Handoff from the shotgun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Making side adjustments here. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's kind of a double whammy for this offense, because on their opening drive, not only did they turn it over with the interception, but they've now set their defense up in a really tough spot deep in their own end.
This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to... Turning it on! Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Back to pass, it's Russell. finds his big tight end. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 13. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on second down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not...
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown tie.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
Going to swing it on second down. That's caught. It's Clark. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play.
I love early in a game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Coming out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Takes it from the gun on third down. Pressure coming. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Here comes that Alabama offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking for a man, it's Russell. Trying to set up the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
Those screen plays, you really want to sell it, get it to your running back, and get him to the second level. Get him running full head of steam on a safety, on a linebacker. He almost got going, but just got tackled before he could really do any damage.
This crowd unhinged, trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on third down. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down.
And had they not picked up that first down, it would have been decision time for the head coach, right? You're kind of in no man's land on the fridge. Are you trying a long field goal? Are you going for it on 4th down? But because of the execution there and the nice throw, let's keep this drive going. Let's see if we can get 6.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Makes the grab on the left. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Keeps looking downfield. caught over the middle. It's Adams. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Bama!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. From the gun, running back on the move. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Back to pass on second down. Snagged in the middle again. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. First play of the period, first down here. On the ground, it's Clark. Breaks into the open. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. That Gator ground game is lurking in the murky waters, and it has been most effective.
Yeah, and we've seen them in the past, man. When Florida's really cooking, they've got some good backs. They've got some good balance, but they've got some physicality, and that's what you want to see.
Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They've already put a couple of scores up, and they look to add to it on this drive. The sure hands, it's Edwards. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend it.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
Unloads to the wideout. Got his man. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. The offense cashing it in on that drive. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
This time it's complete. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
And the Gators come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. Looking to throw for it. Here's the pressure. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one after their own 37. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
One of the big risks about being in an empty set is that you don't have tight ends or running backs helping you out in pass protection, and that time the quarterback got hit right before he let it go, and that's why that ball fell incomplete.
They just keep firing. Grab near the sticks. It's Jackson. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
This tight end's a weapon because he can give you yak after the catch. You see him break that tackle? That was pretty impressive, showing off his athleticism.
The Gators have this offense rolling. The inside handoff.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on a linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34.
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
The Gators are facing 3rd and inches. He wants to change this route. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jackson. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close, and when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through him, and guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Well, the defense is feeling it now, right? 2 picks in 2 straight drives. Their guys have been all over the field making plays when the ball's in the air. The D coordinator's got to love that.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They've been nothing short of spectacular so far. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they'll try to make it 4 for 4. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. Let's talk about Alabama. It's the conference finale today. Win this, win extra football ahead. It's taken a ton of hard work to get here, David, and they certainly can't afford to let down.
Yeah, and you people, Reese, you know, that looking ahead, always point to the future, like they need to win today. Like their goals are still in front of them, but today is a big...
Oh, he's got some space. And he was was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
The pull and throw off the RPO. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Alabama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
You talk about going on the road and making a statement. 27-0. Hostile environment be danged. You talk about home field advantage. Well, it hasn't worked. They have come in and had answers and started this first half as good as you possibly can.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. And the Gators backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on first down. They'll go to the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. He spins that thing down the middle. And it's his 4th interception of the game. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. To the air, it's Russell. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown time!
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. From the shotgun, the inside give. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case in there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Gators will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Punt is in the air on 4th down. This punt will be down just inside the 40-yard line. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Scanning the field, it's Russell. Under fire. Whips it out in the flat. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And Listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
Got a man. It's Edwards. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
It's first down from the 37-yard line. To the air on first down. That's caught. It's Pringle. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Defense showing heavy blitz at the line. Looking downfield, and time is running short. He lets it fly. Touchdown, Bama! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finished the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the final 34 yards covered by that touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This late in the half, here's the question: how aggressive will the play calling be? They're going to throw it to start the drive. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
Offense is struggling right now, and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Under a minute to play here in the first half, and the offense will take a knee, and that is how we'll wrap up the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Gators will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes that Alabama offense. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. At the 35, he's loose. There he goes. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making them run to guys, and get them on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackle tackler, but there were more there to greet him.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
They'll go right back to him. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. Toss sweep to the right. Finding open areas. He does not get there. Stopped at the 25-yard line, and let's see what they do now on fourth down. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. He just barely got enough of that one and just barely kept it straight enough, too. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Here's the handoff. Forges ahead. Picks up about 3 to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. And that is incomplete.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got his man to the left. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. They almost had another interception. Is everybody clear on who's wearing which colored jerseys?
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Fair catch will be made just inside his own 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being a... Turning it on! Pass to Sticks, and he may get more. Pass to 50. The 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. He got loose, and it was lights out after that.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous if he gets into the second level. Great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, you could make a good case. This is the game of the week in the Big 12. OU, oh my. Oklahoma is putting on a show offensively today. They just simply can't be stopped. They're up by 21 over Kansas State. We'll keep you updated as this one goes forward, as this could shake up the Big 12 race significantly.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying and have had very little success.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer. But you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
After an abysmal first half, goose egg on the scoreboard, the offense trying to find itself. It's first down. Quarterback may change this route. Going to look downfield again. Spits it out to the back. Got his man. He snagged him, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Going to take a shot on second and short. Unloads it left. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
This offense has had some struggles early in this game so far. They're just trying to get something going, and so you take a shot. You try to find your best one-on-one matchup and see if they can make a play. The defense was ready for it. Good coverage on the back end. They look very prepared. All 11 guys on defense right now playing together as one.
And the Gators come to the line on third and short, looking to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get it through the air. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. Fourth and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it all. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. The decision to go for it does not pan out. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Gets the back moving. Trying to get the corner. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the
breaks into the open.
And this offense does it again on third down. They have been so elite on third down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
Alabama just did work on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to it. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They'll give it to the back. Runs for the tackle. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Signals for the fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play just outside the 20. The Gators sending the offense back to work. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. The offense changing the play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Right down the middle. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
We're talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight. They thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Makes the signal, secures the fair catch, and they'll put it in play at the 37. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Palmer.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Makes it past the marker. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force-feed you the football to try and ice this game, and he's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
Leaves it with the back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead, you want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
It's a fumble on the play. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
As a defender, you love the big hits. And you know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you get the big hit and force the fumble.
This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. Working well behind the sticks on second down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Knocked down after a gain of 1 to the 27.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
He stopped well short of the line to gain at the 22. Not a chip shot field goal, but certainly makeable. We'll see what they do on fourth down. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. And he's already 1 for 1, so this time he'll try to put one through from 39 yards out. Absolutely center cut. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. The give to the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment. Because today, it was not a good day.
Got it in the middle. It's Brown. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
It's complete to the right. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
He might want another play. On 4th down, going to the air. Hauls it in, the first down and more.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've gotten, and that's why this lead has ballooned like it has.
It's a lost cause, but they keep fighting. Makes the grab. It's Wilson. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down.